Let's take another look at our lead story. That's the House of Representatives today concluding its considerations of the bills on alterations of the Constitution. Our correspondent Larry Lasisi reports.
Lawmakers in the House of Representatives gathered in the chamber for the consideration of bills for the alteration of the 1999 Constitution. Each bill must get a vote of 240 to pass, which is the constitutionally required two-thirds majority of members of the House. But before voting can commence, a rowdy session ensues as this lawmaker insists on being allowed to raise a point of order. He's refused and eventually calm returns. The vote then begins as the Speaker guides the House.
Okay, fine. So now we can vote. I'll announce when we're ready to vote. And then you have the buttons there, please. We are not test running now. It's real.
Just as in the Senate, the lawmakers vote in support of local government autonomy, independent candidacy, and financial autonomy for state houses of assembly. They also endorse reducing the time for the president or governor to authorize the withdrawal of monies from the Consolidated Revenue Fund in the absence of an appropriation act from 6 months to 3 months, and set a time frame for the president and governors to appoint ministers and commissioners within 30 days of coming into office. The lawmakers vote in favor of 35% affirmative action for women. However, the bills on devolution of powers to states, the deletion of the Land Use Act from the Constitution, and scrapping of the State Independent Electoral Commission (SIEC) are all thrown out by the lawmakers.
There is all honorable colleagues like this.
The vote on the bill on citizenship and indigenship, which seeks to guarantee a married woman's right to choosing either her indigenship by birth or by marriage for the purposes of appointment or election, leads to a rowdy session on the floor. The Speaker rules that a second vote be taken. The result is the same. The bill on reducing the qualification age for some key elective positions leads to another rowdy session on the floor. Members of the leadership appeal to the lawmakers.
So, I'm sure that the young people out there will be very ecstatic.
When the votes come in, the bill scales through.
Registered ayes having secured more than 240. The ayes have it.
I was very okay, especially with the not too young to run bill. It opens up the political space to the very young ones who are very energetic, very versatile, and
I'm one of the victims, and particularly part of the bills which are introduced to amend a certain section schedule in the Constitution, particularly as it relates to my local government. Very serious disappointment. But in any event, not all is lost, because we also have a process by which we can ask for a rescission of that decision. As soon as we come back from recess, I'm going to present a motion for rescission.
With the process coming to an end in the House of Representatives, both chambers will now have to come together and come up with a unified copy of these bills to amend sections of the 1999 Constitution. It's this harmonized copy of bills that will be sent to the state houses of assembly to get their own input in this process of amending the 1999 Constitution. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
To the upper house now, the Senate has passed the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Agency bill. If signed into law, the bill would enable the establishment of an independent financial intelligence agency with the responsibility of requesting, receiving, analyzing and sharing financial information with law enforcement agencies. Presenting the report on the floor, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes, Senator Chukwuma Utazi, says the bill would address the problem which led to the suspension of Nigeria from the international body, the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Agencies. Now, to discuss the ongoing amendment process and the passage of the NFIA bill, I'm being joined on the news at 10 by a senior advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Paul Ananaba. Thank you so much for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you.
What's your general assessment of the amendment process? We'll get to the NFIA in a moment, but you saw the reps there having a tough time trying to vote on some of the clauses.
Well, even though that will be expected in a parliament, if you've watched the British Parliament too, sometimes they go through rowdy session. But that is the process of making laws. So I think that there was no need actually to get to the extent they were getting to. I mean, moving about. They are honorable people, so they should. I thought that we would have outgrown that kind of conduct by now. But strictly speaking, constitution making is not a very simple task. But for the House of Reps, I believe that they would have taken a cue from the Senate, because the Senate has yesterday set the stage for this debate. And most of the clauses that were being amended and sections that were being amended, they already knew what the position of the Senate was. So I thought that they would have been tidier and more organized. Nigerians were looking up to them to come up with some better position, so to speak, from what they got from the Senate on certain issues, like the devolution, for example. Devolution of power is so central to Nigerians. It's at the center of most of the discussions today. Expectations were that they would have provided a better decision, so that by the time they go, the proposed amendment goes through the Houses of Assembly. The Houses of Assembly will have a better position to take, and not when the two houses were unable to completely pass that. But you must also know that the House of Reps, they have more members, they have younger people. The Senate is seen to be composed of older men. Some of those things go to play in lawmaking.
Well, they still will need to work together to produce one unified document, as we know. But
yes.
Then staying with the Senate, let's look at what happened there with the NFIA. How do you feel that, what is the role of this bill at this time? Let me just put it that way.
Yes, let me start from what many people may be looking at. That is, the Senate or National Assembly has issues with the EFCC chairman, so they want to bring up a bill or something to whittle down the power of the chairman and the commission and all that. That's in place. People can hold that opinion. But if you're familiar with what is at play, you will know that financial intelligence is not only a domestic affair. It has to be done within the international framework. And you know that the Egmont Group is the group that you have to work with for you to be able to get the benefit of international transactions, international illicit transactions and all that. Now, at that level, financial intelligence has to be autonomous. What we are talking about and what is at play is that this unit, the National Financial Intelligence Unit, is already in place.
Now, let me just ask you one question there.
Yes.
What is the role? They track money laundering.
Yes.
They monitor financial inflows.
Yes.
They also monitor international finance and illicit inflow.
Yes.
If they do all that, and so what's left for the EFCC?
There's so much left for the EFCC. Corruption and financial crimes are so multifaceted that even now you can see that EFCC has not mastered the situation, because many of these cases have been lost in court, and you are seeing that. So with this bill, what EFCC will have to be doing will be a lot more reduced, and they will specialize further. And this unit will now, this agency will now have more, closer look at financial intelligence, because that's what is at play. So we don't need to have a mega organization that will not really get to achieve the desired results. At the moment, the issue is do we leave the Financial Intelligence Unit as under the EFCC, or should they be a specialized agency? I think the move by the Senate is the right move, in my own opinion, even though the timing may give another signal as to what intentions would have been. Particularly, this bill was passed in a hurry. There was no public hearing. It moved in such a flurry. There is bound to be those opinions.
All right, Dr. Paul Ananaba, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight. Africa should have the world's largest working age population of 1.1 billion by 2034, and providing digital skills to a large part of that population appears to be the preoccupation of Google, which has announced some of the progress it's made so far and its future plans for Africa. This was announced by the Chief Executive Officer of Google Incorporated in Lagos at an event which hosted Google's senior leadership and key players in media, finance, technology and government.
There's been a rapid increase in the use of internet in Africa. With 73 million mobile users, Nigeria is ranked #1 in Africa and 8th in the world in terms of internet usage. And this is expected to grow to 100 million by 2020.
The immense talent that exists on the continent.
Google Incorporated for the first time has put together an event called Google for Nigeria, tailored specifically to learn about the latest innovations that are being built for Nigeria and Africa region, and how collaboration can help accelerate digital transformation.
We will continue to work towards supporting an ecosystem where every business owner can use the internet to grow. Every job seeker is equipped with the skills to take on a digital job or to start their own digital business and create employment for others. And we've been seeing such examples.
It was also surprise and excitement for all as Google's Chief Executive Officer, Sundar Pichai, makes his first visit to Nigeria.
Welcome, Sundar.
Among the issues raised by Pichai is how more Africans can be digitally equipped through training programs such as the Google Digital Skills Training and support for African startups and developers.
To truly impact Africa and Nigeria, scale has to be much bigger. But we want to do a small part. But anything digital, it's kind of a platform. It enables. So we can start doing this, and others will do it too. So for another thing we are doing is helping people learn how to write software. To truly solve things in Nigeria, I think people here have to write things for the local economy.
Also present at the event are key stakeholders in technology, media, and the finance industry.
How can we make Google Maps more relevant?
Some of the latest features and products reviewed include the Google Street View for Lagos City, Google Keyboard, and YouTube Go. Google Incorporated is resolute in building platforms and products that are relevant and useful for billions of people and helping people to succeed in the digital economy.